Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Nice in France, where high-level bilateral talks with French President Emmanuel Macron are currently underway. The two leaders earlier jointly inaugurated Bharat Innovates 2026, a major global platform bringing together startups, investors, technology leaders and innovators from across the world, underlining the growing strategic and technological partnership between India and France. The talks are expected to focus heavily on defense cooperation, advanced technology, innovation and the Indo-Pacific security. As key highlight is likely to be France's offer to equip future Indian Rafale fighter jets with advanced F5 capabilities, including AI-assisted decision support systems, enhanced satellite connectivity, faster battlefield data sharing networks, and improved integration with drones. Now, the diplomatic duo have also shared a selfie via social media, smiling, that you can see on your screens as of now. Discussions are also expected to accelerate the proposed 36,000 crore rupee deal for 3 additional Calvary-class Scorpene submarines to be built in India. With the regional security challenges increasing, today's talks could prove crucial in shaping the next phase of the India-France strategic partnership. And I'm now going to open this up for discussions with our panelists. I'm joined in by former diplomat, Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev. I have international affairs expert Pathikrit Payan. I have Sanjeev Mehendirata, Air Commodore, former Indian Air Force officer, and senior economist Dr. Ajay Dua. Thank you to you all for joining us on this very important discussion today when Prime Minister Modi is in Nice and they have together, Macron and Modi initiated and inaugurated Bharat Innovates. Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev, while India is looking to becoming an AI superpower, what are the environmental consequences of it that we are looking at?
Well, as you are aware, India and France have collaborated in AI. That is one of the innovative domains. Prime Minister Modi participated in the Global AI Conference last year in Paris, and President Macron came to India for the second edition of similar conference in February this year. As far as the environmental consequences of AI is concerned, one should talk about the enormous energy consumption that AI data centers are going to require, and that itself would need to be handled very carefully unless you want to further exacerbate the climate change situation utilizing fossil fuels for providing power to these data centers. So AI-related progress would have to be corralled with renewable energy and water resources being required for this purpose. I think there's no getting away from greater ingress of AI in our lives in future, but care needs to be taken. Firstly, on that environmental concern. Secondly, on creating a divide between AI have and AI have nots. So all that and further areas could be expanded once you have get your question.
Right, sure. I also want to go now to Air Commodore Sanjeev Mehendirata. It's good to have you on this discussion, sir, because defense-related matters and Rafale, are a key talking point. After this meeting, what are some of the key outcomes that you would expect? There's already a delay that we know of in the delivery of Rafale jets. Any significant progress that we should expect after this?
Hello, good evening. And yes, there has been a lot of progress And as we see now, our tone is a little different. We of course want things made in India so that we also learn along with it. But now we also saying that we innovate together. Bharat Innovates was the main criteria which we talked about, regardless of the technology, whether it was artificial intelligence or space technology or biotechnology or even advanced manufacturing. What we are saying is we research together and we develop together. If you remember, even Mr. Putin had also given an offer for Su-57 where he says we co-develop things together. So this is one more step which we are taking, where we are saying that we give you a fair ground and we give you a long-term deal, like 20 years or something, and we develop together and we take the fruits and we also look after the whole world's requirements together, and we also look after the new requirements which are coming up, like in the energy sector and the security sector. So all those requirements we meet together and we work towards development along with India and not just make in India now. So this is a shift which is coming up now.
All right, sure. Pathikrit, I want to come to you as well. The elevation of ties between India and France that we are looking at, how significant is this going to be, and how crucial is this partnership in securing um stability in global energy? Because both Europe and India are now feeling the pinch of the blockade at the Hormuz Strait.
So first of all, there is no delay in delivery of Rafale from the French side. The Rafale delivery is on time. There may have been some delay on India's part in actually giving the contract. So you have a delay in that area. So let's put it this way: when it comes to Indo-French relationship, I think it is already at a very high level. I think we have, in some or the other way, a strategic partnership. It has a lot of relevance in many areas, apart from the areas of defense, because in this particular meeting, there are possibilities of certain breakthrough, because the French are not looking just towards the Rafale deal. There's a strong possibility that additional 3 Scorpene submarines might also be, ordered by India. The Scorpenes are made by the French. They were made in India by Moscow docks. And there is a bigger issue for which the French are very much interested. Apart from the 6th generation fighter plane, where there is a possibility of the French and the Indians collaborating, it is the area of energy where the French are most interested. Why energy? Very recently, the Shanti Bill was passed, which is a new avatar of the 2010 Nuclear Liability Act. Now, the new bill takes away some of the very, very draconian regulations that were there in terms of 2010 in terms of the liability clauses of the nuclear reactor manufacturers in case of an accident. Now that was restricting investments. Today, because of the Shanti Bill and because of India's push towards development of small modular reactors in India, the target of 100 gigawatt of nuclear energy generation by 2047, the French companies like EDF or Flamatome or many others are looking for a great opportunity in India. We have to understand 2 things. Number one, there is a limitation when it comes to the European Union market for French products. If you talk about Rafale, most of the European countries would go either for Eurofighter, which is made by a consortium of European Union partners, or some of them might even go for the Gripen, made by Sweden, especially in the Scandinavian region, or probably the American fighter planes. The kind of deal that India is giving to France, it is unprecedented. Not many countries will offer this kind of a deal. In addition to that, India is actually a very big market for the French companies as well. We have to understand that even though European Union as a whole is still a $20 trillion economy, but it is on the declining side. So as time goes, the relevance of the Indian market or relevance of India, both as a producer, both as a place where research and development takes place, as also a place for consumption. Its relevance, which is already very high, is only going to get even more better. We have to understand one thing: there are large number of French companies in the FMCG or cosmetics arena or fashion wear arena, which are already operating in India. And those are not the ones only. It's not only the defense companies who are interested. So there's a large array of areas of interest on convergence between the French and the Indians. which will definitely help. So far as the Middle East issue is concerned, look, both Europe and India are equal victims of whatever is happening in Middle East. Because of that, the prices have gone up. Especially Europe suffers considerably because they have a double whammy of the Ukraine-Russia conflict and the Middle Eastern conflict. Whether we can come out of that together, we don't know. But collaborations with the French in nuclear energy generation or in areas of renewable energy will definitely have a very strong and positive impact so far as the future of energy for these two countries are concerned. Back to you.
Right. All right, Dr. Ajadua, beyond trade and defense and tech, particularly defense and tech, what are we looking at in trade? We've seen the mother of all deal, as we know it, signed between India and Europe. What are the areas where India and France can jointly progress on, whether we are talking about blue economy, space, or just making France an more attractive export hub for India?
Thank you, Shivani. Shivani, we've had a long relationship. Kriti, sorry. Kriti, we've had a very long relationship with France in economic cooperation. Late in the 80s, it was France which came to India to assist us in a hydroelectric power project in the state of Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, which unfortunately had to be stopped fairly soon because of militancy emergency in the valley. We also had, if you would recall, the HBJ pipeline. That was also French collaboration. Why I'm just quoting these old projects is that the cooperation with France, that it's a big market for India, for them to certainly sell their products, but for us, getting technology, getting financial assistance from France has been going on for both these projects. HPJ, we had a financial assistance. So did we have the financial assistance for the hydroelectric power project, which may have run into a problem subsequently. I do remember making repeated trips in the 90s to France to resolve the hydroelectric issue. But the fact is that we have kept up with France thereafter. For instance, we've been talking to France for a long time about energies. Hitherto, it was conventional electric energy. Companies like Arriva have been active in India. Later on it got split, Arriva T&D got split, and all of them continue to be in India. Point I'm just trying to make is that we know one another very well. We have been cooperating, and I do see it going beyond just the defense area, for which they have been reliable partners with us, be it in fighter aircraft, Rafale, upgrading the generation, Scorpene submarines. And now, as was mentioned a little while ago, we should be looking forward to France for the small modular reactors. Let's recall that the maximum use of electricity by any country on which is nuclear based has been France. Nuclear energy is number one, meeting the requirement of the French civilians. Then it's the hydropower. And hitherto, because we had the problems with nuclear liability, etc., we couldn't get them on board. But now that we have the Shanti bill passed, I think we should go all out to be able to resolve our issues of clean energy and safe energy. I think this would suffice for the French if they were allowed, and we were positive. We encourage them to join the Indian race for nuclear energy. Otherwise, there has been problems, both with Russian problem with saying it's been technology issue. We have curriculum, etc., with which we have cooperated with them, but at the same time, at the back of it, we've not been sure after the two disasters, with nuclear energy disasters, with the Russian Chernobyl and another one, which they have experienced. So going forward, now that we have a relationship which is beyond the ordinary, we are calling it special strategic partnership. with very few countries we have it, and both France as well as India now are no longer going to be too heavily dependent upon the US, considering last 1.5 years, whatever has happened. So I think the France can be a very big technology provider to India, and India could cooperate with them in making the products rather than merely importing it. And that is what Bharat Innovates exhibition today, a seminar which has been inaugurated by the two leaders. 150 companies from India have gone, including the Commerce Minister is heading that. We are hoping that, and what is the motto? India adopter, technology adopter. We are not claiming that we want to be higher up in R&D per se, but how to make those products for which research has taken place, etc., commercializing it, making it applicable for public usage in India and abroad. Those are the kind of things I think we should be looking forward. Today is the first round of meeting. Prime Minister leaves Nice to go to Slovakia, comes back for two other meetings, 2 days, 2 visits, Evian, where he's going to be attending the G7 meeting tomorrow, and then he comes to Paris. So we do expect that the end of the three visits, or three city visits by Prime Minister, there will be a substantive communique listing out the achievements, which I expect to be considerable, would have been achieved by the visit of Prime Minister Modi.
Right, absolutely. Dr. Dua and all other panelists, thank you very much for joining us in this discussion. And with that, viewers, we're taking a very quick commercial, but stay tuned. We'll be back on the other side with news on the